you buy or sell whether you think those trends will continue? So first up is Joel Embiid, shooting a career-high 54% from the field this season. It's kind of surprising he's never shot 50% from the field in his career.
Yeah, that's shocking.
Right?
I would have never guessed that.
So, Paul, do you buy or sell Embiid finishing above 50% this season?
I'm buying it. He looks like he's in the best shape of his life. He hired a nutritionist. He is out here balling and should be in the MVP conversation. Yep. Yes, Joel Embiid surprisingly should be over 50% for a career, but I truly believe he will this year.
Surprisingly, Joel, when I see you, and now that I know that, I'm going to be on you, brother. You cannot be that dominant of a scorer shooting in the 40 percentile. I'm sorry. I'm not having it. So he better stay above 50 this year. Doc, call me if you need me, because I'll come out there and get after him. This dude is a monster.
And he's got the skill level, obviously.
Yeah, there's no reason he shouldn't get that for the rest of his career, be over the top of 50% with that kind of skill set and that ability. Now, I know he shoots threes and mixes up his game and stuff like that. But still, even with that being said, he should be a higher percentage player from that.
That was surprising.
Well, he is
very
now.
surprising.
He is now, and he does have the best quote of all time about shooting. He said that when he was growing up very far from the NBA and wanted to learn how to shoot better and shoot from more distance, he said that he went to YouTube and put in white guys shooting threes. And that he just learned from there, even though he wasn't getting the game on a day-to-day basis. So. There you go. Next up, Nikola Jokic, who is currently averaging a triple-double. Only Russell Westbrook and Oscar Robertson have ever done that over a full season. But as we discussed in the last segment, game never seen a guy quite like Jokic. So do you buy or sell, Coach, Jokic averaging a triple-double?
I'm buying it because I want to see it.
Okay. You changed your answer here.
I changed my answer because I think it's so hard, especially for a big, but he's just not normal.
Right.
He's not normal, and I just have to accept that this guy is special. The way he moves the ball, the way he sees the game. Look at the placement of his passes. LeBron is one of the only few guys that I've seen in my life put the ball right there. Mm-hmm. He always puts the ball right there from a timing standpoint. The scoring and the rebounding is going to be there. Can you keep the assists at that level? And I just think this will be awesome if he pulls it off, so I am buying it.
Look how much higher his pace is than Wilt, though.
Right, sign me up.
Yeah?
I'm buying.
You're in.
When I look at these, look at the way he causes so much attention when he gets the ball. If you notice that every time he got the ball in the post, he got double teamed. He got guys cutting. He has shooters. Then what's the most surprising thing is his ability to get the rebound and push it. For a center and make plays, because there's no other center in the league right now that can do that. That you can get the rebound, push it full court, and give you the pass right on the dime for a layup. And so, in the way they run their offense through him to the high post and the half court, the way he can make them bounce pass for cutters, I'm buying.
Hey, by the way, we was talking about it on the break.
Yeah.
He got a few guys paid in the offseason that they lost, by the way. I think it was like 3 guys, Beasley, Grant, and Craig all ended up doing very well in the free agent market.
Yep.
And a lot of that had to do with having that unselfish big that gets that ball where you need it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. And he also, you can see, has been really dedicated to the training regimen that he picked up in the break before the bubble. He's now walking around telling other people on the team, he told Tim Conley, he said, you can't eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with too much sugar. That's bad for you, which is pretty amazing. I think if you're Michael Malone, you're pretty excited to hear that he's the one who's monitoring other people's eating habits. Lastly, New York Knicks, they're relying on their young guys at the moment. Fizz, obviously you are intimately familiar with this roster. R.J. Barrett leading the league with almost 38 minutes per game. His teammate Julius Randle third with 37 minutes a night. Do you buy or sell, Fizz, them carrying this type of load for the Knicks? You know them better than anyone.
I'm buying. Those guys are in great condition. Come on, R.J. Barrett's like 14 years old. He don't get tired. They gave me crap for this when I was in New York. The press was like, oh, you're playing R.J. so many minutes. I'm like, he's 12.
Right.
These guys are young. They're having success with those 2 guys on the floor together. They're going to need them on the floor to take that big jump. Man, Latrell Sprewell played like 42 minutes a night for like 3 seasons. So I think sometimes we get a little too much with the minutes management.
Let me tell you something, Coach. These minutes have nothing to do with their conditioning. Right. They're going to average these minutes because of Coach Tibbs.
He's going to get them.
Right, but will their conditioning allow them to?
Yeah, they will.
Listen,
these guys that did
Tibbs
conditioning
didn't have
tests.
to sub, he wouldn't sub nobody out.
No, he's playing 7. But you know what? Here's an important point, I think, Paul, that's important. for them to make this jump that they want to make, they're not playing to get to the end of June like the finals. They're trying to get into the playoffs.
Yes.
And so for them to make that jump, he's going to play his best.
Point.
Yeah. And so it's not like he's wearing them out for June.
Right.
So he's going to play them out to get that team to take that big jump that they need to take. And
load
those two guys can take.
No load manager with him.
Oh, no. There you go. That's the closing bell, meaning the stat market done for the day. We'll be back with another edition soon. Coming up in this show, Steve Nash now has KD, Kyrie, and the Beard in his starting lineup.
Chick has made everybody ooh and ah.
I'ma kill the game, that's what everybody say. Take real dedication when you trying to be great.
Put it in his hands and great things are gonna happen. Giannis to the rim, battering ram mode. He's unstoppable.
I just wanna be a legend. I just wanna be a legend.
Here's our star-studded NBA Friday doubleheader on ESPN and the app. Luka and the Mavs taking on Giannis and the Bucks at 7:30 Eastern. Then it's Zion and the Pelicans squaring off against LeBron, AD, and the Lakers. That's going to be good. Coverage starts with NBA Countdown at 7 Eastern. Welcome back to The Jump. I'm Rachel Nichols, Paul Pierce, David Fizdale. Guys, as you saw, Mavericks-Bucks on ESPN tonight, which means Giannis Antetokounmpo and preseason odds-on MVP favorite, Luka Doncic. So, Paul, who is your MVP frontrunner now that we're a few weeks into the season? And remember, it's a shortened season, so we're further in than we used to be.
Those are some great names. Giannis been MVP. Luka Doncic doing his thing. Right now, I got to go with the Joker.
Okay.
I mean, he's dominating the game. He's averaging a triple-double. We've never seen a big man pass like this. I mean, he's leading the league in assists. He's averaging a triple-double. Yeah, I know that the Nuggets are like, 6th seed right now, but if they get up to like a top 3 seed, I really believe he should be the MVP. I mean, we've never seen a center lead the league in assists.
Wow.
And if he does that, along to go with the triple-double,
That's impressive.
I think he should be MVP.
Definitely, I think that you make a great argument for him. Right now, I got Luka.
Okay.
I think because look at what Luka did without Kristaps Porzingis. To have this team at, the record that they're at in the West. Look at the numbers right now. Luka, the assist is what does it for me. He averages 8.3 assists. That's the defining number, I think, right now that puts him in the front and what he's done without him. But I think something else to say, too. We haven't gotten to see this Mavs team at full strength.
Yep.
And I think a lot of people have been saying they need one more piece. And I'm not sure about that yet because I think Kristaps matches up as well as anybody with AD, right? And then you have to account for Luka when you look at LeBron. But Tim Hardaway Jr. has been putting up numbers, and everybody keeps talking about third scorer. This dude's averaging 18 a game. He's had 2 30-plus games. People better start taking recognition of that. And then they got Josh Richardson. I think Luka and them, if they could stay healthy.
I mean, it's part of why tonight's Bucks matchup is so interesting, right?
Interesting,
because you got a very good team that they're going to have to square off against. I would just throw in there Joel Embiid into the mix right now, off to a great start. I was throwing Kevin Durant into the mix because I didn't feel like playing with Kyrie disqualified him in any way from being voted on. I do wonder if voters would reward Kevin Durant, even if he ends up having a great season, because now Harden is there also. We saw with the Golden State group, voters just didn't want to reward one of those guys because they felt they were getting enough help from the other guys. I'm not saying that that's the right way to go. Maybe Kevin will distinguish himself as the real MVP, besides Wanda, by the end of this season. But I would throw Embiid in there and let's see what happens with Durant.
And you made the good point about our Heat team. LeBron won MVP with
D-Wade that's right.
and Chris Bosh on the roster. So it's very possible.
It can happen.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the late game. The Pelicans facing the Lakers. Zion Williamson, he struggled with injuries, of course, minutes restrictions last season, but the Pelicans have lifted those minutes restrictions. Where do you think Zion is right now in terms of his development? Is he on schedule?
Are you asking Paul?
I'm asking Mr. Pierce.
Yeah.
What you got?
I mean, you're in your second year. You're averaging 21 a night. Your team is going to be in contention for playoffs, and there's no denying his impact and excitement, the excitement he brings to the city of New Orleans. He's right on the right path going toward where he needs to be, and I think he will be an all-star this year.
Yeah, and if I'm going to be the coach and nitpick him a little bit, Zion Williamson, come on, man. You got to average double-digit rebounds.
Okay.
He has to. He's a beast on the glass.
He's only 6'3", though. He's only 6'3".
Oh, man. Shoulders are 6'3".
Other
this
short
way.
people, although me being short is a foot shorter than Zion. I mean, you got to think Stan's on him, though, about
Absolutely.
right?
You already know Stan is coaching the heck out of this guy. He's going to make him a complete basketball player. I think we got to look at the body of work of Zion over years because he's already ready to go to impact the league. So I think it might be too early to ask, is his development in the right place? He's already doing what we thought he was going to do.
I think it's a good question only and an interesting point only because I think the Pelicans are doing it the right way. And we have seen teams try to rush in prodigies or maybe not use them the right way early and it impacts the rest of their career. It has felt so far that they're doing it the right way.
When you got Brandon Ingram over there,
that's right.
You could take your time a little bit with because Brandon Ingram is balling.
Amen. All right, I want to talk about the Grizzlies. Ja Morant is listed as questionable for Friday's game. This is tonight against the Timberwolves after missing more than 2 weeks with a left ankle sprain. Remember, his initial timeline was 3 to 5 weeks, so he's coming back early. The Grizzlies have gone 4-4 in his absence, which frankly